fight out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, today's disc golf review video is going to be a little different. I don't have some vintage disc that I found in a dirt pile over there, and I don't have a pair of snips in my hand to start cutting one up. This time, we have actually been reached out to from a disc manufacturer. Now, like myself, you guys may have never heard of this company before because I hadn't until they reached out, and that is Bernoulli Disc Golf. And their big push is using 100% recycled plastic to make their discs and having their discs 100% biodegradable. Now, this did raise quite a few questions with me, but today on camera for the video, we are going to do a live opening of this package and of course, see how they fly. Now, we are going to open this package nice and carefully because I do reuse these. I am that cheap, 100%. The next time I sell this, I will reuse this package. Now, they did send the package through Infinite Discs, so they are a carrier of Bernoulli. I will put a lot of their info up here on the screen, but the gist of it, like I said, is made from 100% recycled plastic and 100% biodegradable. Now, the one thing that kept popping in my mind is what triggers the plastic to start that biodegradation process. So here we are about to get our first look at these Bernoulli discs. And you have to admit, right off the bat, the font is very cool. I am digging the font style. As you guys can tell, we have two putters, then two mid-ranges, and two different plastics. Now, having two of each was not an accident. That was my one request when reviewing a disc, is you send me two of each, so that way I can keep one and I can give one to you guys. So pay attention to the end of the video because you guys will have a chance to win either a brand new Bernoulli putter or mid-range. Our first look at the Bernoulli putters, simply named Bernoulli. These are your very standard kind of AVR style feel. They have a very deep rim, very small bead. I think every disc golf manufacturer is going to have a putter in this setup. The flight numbers are 2501. To be honest, off the top of my head, I'm not sure what the flight numbers of the AVR are. That's a tough one to say. I do apologize for the change of scenery. I had that perfect little setup, and right on the other side of the bush, the guy just fired up the mower and it all went downhill from there. Now, on their disc, they do not have the name of the plastic. Now, I believe this is their standard 100% recycled biodegradable, and this is the same thing but in glow. Now, up next, we have the mid-ranges. These are called the Bernoulli Einsteins. That's a pretty catchy name. The flight numbers are 54-11. Now, both of these are pretty lightweight. We have a 168 and a 161. So I am curious how those will play into effect. Feels like a pretty standard, understable mid. I'm sure these will be very workable on the course. Now, the mid-range does not have a bead and it has a very thin rim. So I am thinking it is going to be pretty understable, especially in a 161 weight. The disc that we will be trying out today will be their glow line plastic, and then the other ones will be for the giveaway. Other than that, there's not much more to touch on as far as just the feel in the hand. They both feel comfortable, like a disc that you've thrown before. Like I said, I'm really digging this font, the crazy stamp. They have the same one on all four discs, but now it's enough talking and it's time to put them to the test. So here we are with our first test of the Bernoulli discs. Now, I will throw a few different disc names up in the corner that share the same flight numbers, so that way you guys can relate and get an idea, but these are kind of your standard mid-range workhorse flight numbers, sharing them most notably with the buzz. Now, for our test hole, one that you guys are probably familiar with, we have 260 feet. You have plenty of room to work the disc from left to right, but you do want that left finish to get by the basket. So that's what we're going to look for. This does, like I said, it is lightweight. So I'm not sure how it's going to handle torque. It feels like it's going to be pretty flippy. I'm going to release it on a hyzer, throw it probably about 70%, and we're going to see what happens. Wow, that actually flipped up and flew absolutely dead straight. Looked like it was starting to hyzer out by the wood line, but you can throw that. It handles a lot more torque than I was expecting. And we are gonna follow it up with the Bernoulli putter, 2501. I'm gonna throw it the exact same way. Put it on a pretty good hyzer, probably 60–70% power, see if it just flips up and goes dead straight again. Maybe we'll get a turnover, maybe it will be pretty aggressive. That 0 right there is catching my eye, so let's see how it handles the torque. It threw very similar, which is kind of what I was expecting. We are gonna run it back. We're gonna keep it nice and flat to get a better idea of what the disc will do. So now we got our first, listen, I'm sorry, the guy mowing the lawn out here is singing louder than his mower is. Like, he's not close and I can hear the words that he's singing. He's just absolutely getting after it over there. You love to see it, you know what I mean? But now that we got a throw under our belt, I do have a lot more confidence in this disc. So for this round, we're gonna throw them dead flat. I'm really gonna make an attack for the pin. I know we're gonna get a good amount of turn. My question is, when is that fade gonna kick in? Can we get it about that 260 foot range? Hopefully leave ourselves a putt. Hook up. I mean, it threw well. When you throw it flat, give it a little bit of ante, like the slightest little bit of ante or dead flat, it's gonna hold it pretty much the entire way. We did not get some strong hookup at the end. I didn't expect that to happen, but we're up there for a putt. Up next, we're gonna see how the Bernoulli puddle, Up next, we're gonna see how their putter holds up to a dead flat throw. That putter is stable. That thing is stable. That 0 flight number is like, it's there. It's 100% there. I always like a more overstable approach disc. Super interesting. I love that the flight numbers seem pretty close to, well, what I follow. I know a lot of them vary, but to me, those feel pretty true. Might as well send our first putt with the Bernoulli putter. And guys, I cannot stress it enough. The hammers I putt with have a significantly more shallow rim. So this is definitely not a putter in my comfort zone. I did learn with Judges. Judges are a pretty deep putter, but this feels, like I said, much deeper, almost to an AVR. Hey, we'll take it. We will take that. Next stop is a dead straight tunnel shot. There is not a lot of room to work left to right on this hole at all. That's where I think that the Einstein is going to shine. You know what I mean? Wow, they just set me up for that one. I'm gonna throw it on a little baby hyzer, probably about 70%. Hopefully we get that nice, perfect little flip up and get a run at the basket. That's maybe a little bit too confident, but we'll give it a shot. I mean, that blitzed right past the basket. I'm not sure what this is, maybe like 240, 250, maybe. That thing is 100% a straight flyer. I cannot deny that. I know a lot of people when they do reviews, they're just throwing them out in an open field. That's not, like, I'm gonna take it on the course day one and we're gonna try to put it into plan. And I knew right away with my first throw, that's a straight flyer, not a bad choice. We are gonna try the putter. This is a hole I usually do go putter on. This thing, like I said, it feels like it has a little beef to it. So we're gonna try to manipulate it a little more and see if we can change the result. I'm gonna throw this pretty hard on, you know, a good decent little bit of ante, see if it just turns or if it actually fights out and then gives us a left finish. I threw it too low, but you could see it was fighting out. That's one you can definitely, on a shorter, you could get like a full little S flight with that. Definitely more kind of tools you can pull off with that putter. And remember guys, if you want a chance to win one of these brand new Bernoulli discs, it's really easy. I will be giving both of them away. Like I said, every disc manufacturer that sends me discs, they know the deal. They have to send me two, one for me and one for you guys. All you have to do is leave a comment and be subscribed to the channel, and just let me know your thoughts on either one of these discs and you're entered. It's that simple. And for next Sunday's video, I will announce the winners, and don't worry, I will cover shipping. And please, if you guys are new here, take a second, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, turn on notifications if you like course reviews, disc reviews, mad scientist experiments, vlogs when I hit the road. I do everything disc golf related here on the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Now, it's only natural that we're gonna take our two Bernoulli discs to the hardest hole on the course. It's about 420 feet-ish, giant S shape. You want to get a consistent right turn for quite a while, and then you want that hookup at the end. I don't think this disc is quite going to push to that distance. That hookup at the end is probably about 320 feet-ish down there. And I will say the plastic is grippy. It's got nice grip to it, but you want to keep your hands dry. It is extremely humid out here today, and I can feel a little slip when some moisture builds up on my hand. So just make sure, we all have discs like that. Innova Champion plastic's very similar. Make sure your hands are dry. So now we're really gonna open this thing up and see if we can hit our line. Now we all know that doesn't count. You know what I mean? That branch grew mid-flight, okay? Mid-flight, that thing out of nowhere. Fight out of it. If that did fight out of it, I think we got a long ways, but I don't think it did. I don't think that's definitely one that's gonna hold that right turn when you throw it hard, at least at the 161 weight. To be fair, this is still a very good throw. In an open field, yes, it would have went much farther, but we made it quite a ways up the fairway. This hole, if you get a 3 on this hole, you are very happy. We still have about 170 feet to the pin, and I think this will be the perfect distance for that overstable putter, especially because we're kind of stuck behind this tree. We have to throw this disc on a bit of an anhyzer, but we need it to fight back to leave ourselves a putt. This shot is a lot harder than it looks. We have to push out really wide, and there's a really low ceiling there, but that will leave the disc in the spot for another test. So here we are trying to save our par, and we're still 115 feet away. Now, when I first threw this putter, the first thought in my mind of where I would use it in my bag is my fan grip approach shots. Anything outside of my putting range, which is about 90 to 100 feet up to around 170, I always fan grip approach with my old Pro Rhino. I like something that has some stability because I like to go at it nice and soft on a bit of an ante and then let it float through the air and crash back. So that is what I think this will do great for approaches or a true putter. As far as off the tee, I don't see any use for it off the tee personally. I'm sure a lot of you guys can, but the fan grip, these touchy approach shots, I think is where it will shine. Oh, you know, we had a little run there. That's exactly what I was looking for. Throwing straight at it, little bit of ante. That whole time it's slowly fighting out, it's just maintaining straight. That wraps up today's video of our two new Bernoulli discs. We have our Einstein, our understable, kind of workable mid-range good woods disc, and we have our Bernoulli putter. And like I said, guys, I keep it very honest here on the channel. As far as the putter goes, for me personally, I don't really have a use for this thing, but what I think it will shine, like I said, is those kind of touchy approach shots and a true putter. A lot of people out there love these deep rim AVR style putters, and when I looked online, their prices for their discs are very reasonable. So it's more than worth giving a shot. I think a true putter is what a lot of people will like these for. It does have that stability if you like kind of an OS putter like myself. In the Bernoulli Einstein, I think this disc is very usable. It does flip up and loves to ride just dead straight. It's not going to give you that reliable left fade when you really kind of torque some power on it, but again, this is a 161, so one at a much higher weight might get that left finish if that's what you're looking for. But if you just want to torque it hard, throw it flat, and get kind of a long Annie shot, this disc can definitely deliver. For the lucky comment winners, I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on the Bernoulli discs after you get them. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now it's your turn to go toss some plastic.